Hi,
Hi.
the first podcast.
Is this it? Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
All right, here we go.
How does it feel?
Feels really weird. Like, what an imposter.
You have imposter syndrome?
Already. We've been on for 5 seconds.
You shouldn't be doing this.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Me neither. I think we just talk and people are like, wow, they're so cute and in love. And
Yeah, and then we get to tell them the behind the scenes.
yeah. And then they buy our $50 a month unlimited yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And we'll tell them about how many times I had to say fuck this and fuck that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Beep. Am I allowed to say that?
You can say fuck.
Oh, well, good, because if I can't, we have a problem.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to do a lot of editing.
Well, beep. Every time I say beep, that means I said fuck.
We're not going to beep it out. She's going to say fuck a lot.
I can't censor myself. We can't censor.
No.
This is Dope Yogi. Dope Yogi says fuck. Like, I don't know what to say.
Dope Yogi does say fuck. You say fuck. You're from New York.
I know. I am from New York.
So you're going to say fuck a lot.
Okay. Well, basically, let's just let you guys know what this whole shebangy bangy is about.
Shebangy bangy.
Probably a lot of you guys that are going to listen to this are subscribers either to our website, or you follow us on Instagram, or maybe you just know us in real life. And this is our first podcast.
This is our first podcast.
And we wanted to just give another resource and another platform where we can come to and talk and just express ourselves. And what better way to do that than podcasting? Because I love writing. I love writing captions. I love talking to people in real life. But as you guys all know, we are in the middle of a pandemic. And sometimes, writing, it's great. And it's a great way of self-expression. But it's just not, you can't quite get your whole essence out through written word. I think that hearing people talk is a really valuable way of getting to know them.
Well, you're a really good writer.
Well, thank you.
If anybody had to get to know me through my writing, they'd be like, oh, this fucking guy. What's his problem?
Okay, so basically on this episode one, pilot episode of the Dope Yogi Podcast, which who knows, maybe that's what we'll call it. I think that's a great name.
Dope Yogi Pod?
Yeah, maybe you guys can send us some ideas of what you think this podcast should be called. But on this episode, we just want to give you guys kind of like a little rundown of who we are and what we're about. And we literally have no plan. We don't even have anything written down or any like outline. So this might just end up bad.
Well, you love a podcast with an outline. You like highly polished, like edited, like Yoga Land is a good example.
I love Yoga Land. If anybody needs a good yoga podcast, you should go check out Andrea Ferretti and Jason Crandall, who is my teacher. And shout out to Jason. They have an amazing podcast that every yogi should be listening to. Anyways.
I did say Yoga Land. I meant Yoga is Dead. Yoga Land is more like flowing, though. Like, it's like yoga. Like, it's not. You watched a live one.
Twice. Because they recorded during our teacher training.
Yeah. Did it seem like, did they have notes and shit?
There was a topic. There was a topic that they were going to cover.
Those aren't my favorite kind of podcasts. I like just.
I mean, you don't know. You love Joe Rogan, but you don't know what Joe Rogan like does behind the scenes. I'm sure Joe Rogan has an idea of what he's going to talk about.
I don't only love Joe Rogan.
Pretty much.
Joe Rogan is not popular right now, so don't tell people that.
Okay, we'll have to edit that out.
I do like Joe Rogan. I don't know, dude. Like, for our podcast, I don't think that it needs to be so point-based, but it probably should be.
I do, because we're literally, 5 minutes in now, and we have not said anything.
Oh, man, we've said so much. We're only about 140 seconds in, which is like 2 minutes.
Already out of content.
We're already out of content. Well, don't call it content. We're just talking about Dope Yogi.
Okay, well, let's talk about it.
Yeah. So Dope Yogi started out as a blog.
Yeah, we started out, we launched Dope Yogi June 1st of 2019. So we're just about a year and 2 months old. Um, we came up with the idea of Dope Yogi about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
6 years ago, we bought the domain name, and it was sort of, well, okay, Jeremy's giving me eyes right now. He bought the domain name. It was his idea. It started off because Jeremy's Instagram handle, he was at Dope Yogi, and he loved the name, and we loved the idea of just kind of breaking the idea, the barriers of like what a yogi is and who is a yogi and like who can practice yoga, because I think there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for?
Stigmas?
There's a stereotype. There's a stereotype of like who is a yoga person. So we are yoga people, but we are not like yoga people, like how you would, I guess, imagine a yoga person being. We're just fucking real whatever, we're people.
Yeah.
And so Jeremy bought the domain name. And then we kind of played around with the idea of starting a blog and having this thing for years and years and years and years until, I don't know, it was just kind of like something pushed us in the direction. And so I started writing a lot of blog articles, and the whole idea behind Dope Yogi was to get just to have a platform where anybody that wanted to write and express themselves could, and without any barriers, without any restrictions. So we started reaching out to friends and just offering it up as a place where if you have something to share, you can share it here. And so we had a lot of submissions by people that we love dearly and some people that we don't really know at all, but now we know. And we've met through just having this platform. And then it sort of evolved and grew into what it is today.
Yeah. I want to get back to yoga people.
Okay.
Because there's like white yoga people and like Karen yoga people.
Oh, yeah. There's
You know
a
what I
lot
mean?
of
It's
Karens
like
in the yoga world.
Like it's like when you used to have class, and when I was growing up, like I thought all yoga people were Karens because I didn't have any knowledge of like any of the history like I do now. But like Nicole used to teach at studios before the pandemic, and people would show up late, like 10 minutes late, which is, there's already 30, 35, 40 people in class, and you're trying to come in 10 minutes late, and you tell them no.
Rude.
And they lose their mind on you, and like all of that, like I go to yoga 5 days a week goes out of the window. Because I think like some people do yoga just as like almost like a status type thing. They're like, I do yoga. You know what I mean? Like yoga people, those kind of yoga people. We're not those kind of yoga people.
No.
We do yoga because we love yoga.
We do yoga for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people need more yoga, and a lot of the people that need more yoga are the people that do yoga. They need to actually figure out what is yoga because they're not practicing yoga.
They're doing like the physical practice of yoga, but they're not bringing any spirituality or any of the mental benefits to their like life that they lead.
Yeah. Well, and this isn't to bash anybody, but it is what it is.
Fuck you, yoga Karens.
We'll have to edit that out too. Yeah, so that's kind of where Dope Yogi came from. It was just an idea, and it turned into a real thing, which for a long time, there was so many reasons why we thought we couldn't do it. Like, for example, I was thinking about this yesterday. I literally wanted to give up when we were trying to make our logo. I was like, nope, it's too fucking hard.
We saw our friend Ty, shout out Ty Christian Art. He has some really amazing pieces. He did our logo, and we went through probably 40 different images.
He was the second person to try to do our logo.
Oh yeah, that's true. The first person was Chris. So,
yeah.
Which he came up with some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I liked his stuff, but it wasn't really wasn't really what we were looking for.
Yeah, which is totally fine. He's a very talented graphic designer.
Amazing.
But anyways, yeah, it was like I couldn't I couldn't imagine getting past the point of like, how do we pick the colors? Like, what do we want this to represent? Like, how does this speak about this brand? And, it was just so many reasons why it was too hard. And then getting into making the website, like, oh my God, don't even get me started. Like, Jeremy and I made probably 80% of the website on our own. And it got to a point where I was like, fuck this. I can't do this. And we're yogis, like, and we don't have that much money. And so we were trying to do it on a budget, and we found this really amazing web designer she was very kind and was like, you did a great job and I can finish it for this amount of money, which is something that we could afford. And it just kind of got us on our feet. So
Sumi Designs.
Shout out to Sumi. A lot of shout outs.
Shout out to Amy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point, is like, we wouldn't be able to have this without all of the stepping stones it took us to get here, which also includes people along the way that helped us create this.
Yeah.
Including all of you guys that are listening. Maybe it's just one person out there listening and you're the one. Maybe there's a bunch of you listening.
There could be some people listening. There could be nobody listening. At the moment, nobody's listening because we're recording it.
Yeah.
Our first podcast.
When you listen.
And then there's other shit that you got to do to get the podcast up. Like all these, you have to submit it to iTunes and submit it to Spotify. Do we have to have an intro song?
Probably. I want it. Like, so many podcasts have like do like, like cool, like little techno
What's that
beats.
Song?
I don't know. I just made it up. I wrote it.
Do.
Do.
Okay, that sounds like a good song. I like it.
But it's like we have to have an intro, like, welcome to Dope Yogi. I mean, obviously not that.
If that's our intro,
let's quit today.
I don't think anybody's gonna listen to us ever again. So what is Dope Yogi to you at this point, like a year in? What do you feel about it?
I feel so excited about it.
Yeah.
I feel like we're just on the precipice of we are just scratching the surface of creating, like, we've already created a really, really dope community of people, but like we never planned for it to go in the direction that it's gone in. Like, no. For those of you that maybe don't know us that well, we just launched literally a week ago today. We just launched our online yoga studio, which was not something that we ever wanted or planned on doing. However, we are in the middle of a pandemic, and it just naturally went in that direction.
Yeah. I mean, the blog was making us essentially zero money, which is fine.
Not essentially.
No,
it was costing us money. It was making us negative money.
Which is fine. And then you were doing retreats and teacher trainings that are really dope and fun and exciting. And then that was what that was. And then you were teaching on Instagram, and you had amassed like a pretty big group of people that were following you on there. And then you moved to Zoom, and then we started the subscription service.
Yeah, which I'm glad that we did. And I think a lot of people are getting a lot out of it. And if you are one of our members, thank you so much for trusting us. And there's so many everybody's doing online yoga these days, and there's so many different opportunities to practice with people virtually. So it means just literally absolutely everything that you are investing your time and your money in our platform. So, thank you. And that's like kind of on that note, like when I first started teaching online, I didn't want to charge. I was just asking for donations. And it's just like that whole idea of like, I think yogis have a problem with, that's like such a weird fine
asking for
line.
Money?
Yeah, it's like, but it goes back to, that's what, that's your value, that's your worth.
Well, yoga's weird anyway, because teachers that have more experience at studios don't necessarily get paid more.
Yeah, we need a whole episode about that.
Which is strange, where it's like, okay, this person's straight out of teacher training, they have 200 hours, and they spent, it doesn't matter how much they spent, but they don't know how to teach yoga. They don't know how to lead people safely.
The same as me.
And then they have you, who's been teaching for over 10 years and have thousands of hours of teacher trainings. And it's like, how is that? Like, who do you want to lead you?
Right. Yeah. That's literally a whole podcast episode on its own because it's such an important topic, and it's something that I think that a lot of yoga teachers, it's like taboo to talk about it, and because we don't want to step on any toes and we don't want to piss off studio owners because then who's going to employ us. But the truth is that as yoga teachers, like, we don't get treated fairly. We
No.
don't get paid a living wage. We're expected to give people this spiritual experience. We're expected to safely guide them through these postures. We're expected to give them a workout. We're expected to let them, make them feel like they've grounded and meditated, and all within like 60 minutes. And then we're supposed to fold the towels and clean the bathrooms. And no. And it's like for pennies. Not literal, but it's basically minimum wage.
Yeah, definitely. And it's, you see the yoga studio owners and they're making bank. Not all of them.
Maybe. I don't know what they're
I
making.
think they are. I see what they're doing on their Instagram. They're all traveling the world, having a great time.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting because yoga, you would imagine that you should be getting paid very well because you're influencing people's bodies and their minds. And that to me is so important.
Well,
and
not only that, these people that are paying for yoga are paying a shitload of money to take these classes. It's not cheap to do yoga. Yoga's become a luxury experience, like a luxury fitness experience, and it is not accessible to all people. It is not financially affordable for most people.
No.
So the fact that you're paying anywhere from like $20 to $25 for a drop-in or $100 a month for a membership, and then the teachers getting paid literal fraction, not even of that, is,
you might be getting paid 2 drop-ins and you could have 40 people in your class.
Yeah, exactly.
So the other 38 is, profit.
Right. Well, it's not. I mean, they have their obviously overhead expenses, but we don't know how much yoga studios are making. I can only attest to how much money yoga teachers make, and it is nothing. It's something, but it's not enough to pay your bills.
No, and then it's also, as you've experienced, if you want to advertise yourself as an experienced yoga teacher outside of your yoga studio, then you're going to get a lot of resistance.
Oh, yeah. A lot of backlash, a lot of, no, you're not allowed to talk about what you do outside of the studio, no self-promotion, and you might even get fired.
It's possible.
Like I did.
Some people get fired. But back to just like Dope Yogi, what do you think we offer that's different than anybody else that's like doing a yoga subscription service or that has like a yoga website?
I think the first and most important thing is that I teach really good quality yoga, and I'm a seasoned instructor. I've had a lot of training. I've had over a decade of experience teaching, almost 2 decades of experience practicing.
Yeah.
And I think that sets us apart on another level because I feel like every single person is a certified yoga instructor. Like everybody's a yoga teacher.
Yeah, like me.
Like you.
I'm a certified yoga teacher.
But doesn't mean you know how to teach yoga.
No, I know how to teach one style of yoga.
But probably not very well.
Yeah, but not very well. My pacing's probably all fucked up. Everything's probably just a hot mess. Yeah, I can attest that you're a great yoga teacher. The thing about you is you're so creative. And
thank you.
Every time you do a yoga teacher training, you absorb it. You're like a yoga genius weirdo that just can like take information, put it into your practice, and every time you do a teacher training, it's like you leveled up.
Mm-hmm.
And your flows are intricate but simple at the same time, and it's just really cool. Whereas like, age doesn't necessarily mean you're a good teacher. I mean, and neither does time. some people don't learn well. You know what I mean? You might do 20 teacher trainings and retain zero of that information, and it just looks good. Like me, like I retain information, like training student information, very poorly, whereas you retain that information very easily.
Well, thank you, babe.
Oh, you call me babe on camera.
Oh my God.
You're messing up my future dating opportunities.
By the way, if anybody
She's messing
doesn't
up
know,
my future dating opportunities.
For those of you that don't know, Jeremy and I are married. We've been married for a little over 2 years, but we've been together for 8 and
years,
some change.
Our whole youth.
I know. He stole my 20s. I'm just kidding. Well, kind of. He did, and I'm happy about it. I let him. Yeah. Anyways, what sets us apart is, like experience, I think, is number one. The second thing, I think, is...
Dare I say style?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, okay, I hate for this to turn out into, like, a shit-talking episode.
I don't want this to be a shit-talking episode.
Bro, I gotta talk some shit about some of these, like, yoga websites.
Don't name any of them.
I won't, but they're so sterile. They're so lacking of anything not, like, what the American vision of yoga is. So, like, when you know, it's like there's this image of yoga that people cater to, and then that's what it's supposed to be. But that's what the problem with yoga in America is. It's supposed to be inclusive, it's supposed to be supportive, it's supposed to be, you know, unique, and it's supposed to be all of these spiritual aspects and beauty and connection, but somehow it's turned into like white skinny girl, which there's nothing wrong with if you're a white skinny girl, but like the websites feel like a white skinny girl.
Well, the problem is there's no representation. It's just all one type of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no representation, whereas like I feel like our blog is like bright, colorful, welcoming.
Not just literally it is. Our logo literally is all those things.
Yeah, our logo has the rainbow. It's Pride Month all year, Dope Yogi. But that's the thing. It's like, it's cool. It's unique. And I think that we are trying to represent that connection and diversity that is the real yoga in America. Like the real, and it's shifting, and people know it's shifting, and you can see them trying to pivot. They're like buried to their neck in sand and like trying to turn their head. Whereas like we've just been like inclusive the entire time. We're trying to be as inclusive as possible.
Yeah, and we're not perfect.
No, but we do, you know, try to educate ourselves and continue on that path, and learn from diverse people. So that's my favorite part about Dope Yogis. If you go there and you just see like
dopeyogi.com,
a diversity of writers, a diverse topics. Yeah, just everything is cool.
You're right. Yeah, and then, you know, there's the whole community based. It's a community based platform.
Yes.
I mean, that was the whole premise of Dope Yogi as it started. Was it wasn't supposed to be about just me and you, or just me or you. It was supposed to be a community, as then like we are going to include anybody who wants to be part of this and submit their thoughts and their writing and their videos and anything you want to talk about.
Yeah, and hopefully we get them on the blogs and on the podcast, and they come on and we talk to them too, and we do cool interviews.
Yeah, we're going to have all of our contributors on here.
All of them?
I want them all. I mean, you don't have to, but if you're a contributor to Dope Yogi, you're getting on this podcast.
There's one of you out there that's not welcome.
Burn.
I'm kidding. No, but you're not welcome. Dude, I don't know. This is our first podcast. It probably sounds
so stupid,
silly, and disjointed.
We're going to have a plan next time.
We will have a plan next time, but like for now, I just think it's cool that, we just started our subscription service and it's fun and we're recording and editing and just making really cool content for the website. I mean, cool classes, amazing classes, posture breakdowns, all of that.
Yeah, there's something for everybody on the membership
Yeah.
program, because that's the thing about yoga is like it can't just be one style. It can't just be one. I mean, okay, I don't want to say can't. Yeah, it can. If that's what you want to do, great. But I'm trying to offer something that literally can have something for everybody. And that means moms who don't have 60 minutes to practice. So you can choose from the 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 45-minute videos, or somebody that's newer to the practice, or somebody that prefers a more gentle style, or that wants their ass kicked. There's all that on there. There's gentle. There's just kind of like a happy medium. There's straight up vinyasa. There's just, and everything is, I plan that shit out. I'm very particular about what I teach, how I teach it, and it's all thought out. So I'm not just bringing you some bullshit, because there's a lot of yoga available online. And I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of it is bad.
Bad yoga is dangerous.
It's just, but it's like, it's dangerous, but like, there's good yoga, so you should do the good yoga.
Yeah. Which just means stop bullshitting and sign up.
No, that's not what this means. I'm not, this isn't like a sales pitch.
No, it sounds like a sales pitch.
But it's not.
This is just our introduction.
Yeah.
Well, who are you? I don't even think you introduced yourself.
Oh, I'm Nicole.
Yeah, what's up, Nicole?
What about you? I haven't asked you any questions.
I'm asking you. I'm the leader here,
okay.
Obviously.
My name's Nicole George, spelled Gheorghe. I'm
George Doring.
My married name is Doring, Doering.
Yes.
I married Jeremy over here.
Or Jerome, whatever.
I'm 32 years old, white, female, 100% Romanian. My parents are immigrants, came to this country, escaped from Romania in 1977. And I was born in New York City, and I grew up with a family of immigrants, and they're amazing. And they're self-sufficient, self-made?
They're self-made and self-sufficient.
But they're definitely self-made. Both my parents are entrepreneurs, and shout out to them for giving me the entrepreneur blood.
Shout out to Constantine. Shout out to Irene.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm Jeremy Doring. I grew up on the West Coast, Washington State, California. Moved to Nashville with my homie Lloyd, who is from here.
Shout out to Lloyd, Nashville Body Works.
Lloyd, Nashville Body Works. What's up? So I've been practicing yoga for almost 10 years. It's really changed my life. I go through stages of doing yoga every day to doing yoga a couple times a week, but I just love it.
Yeah.
Is this the end of the podcast?
I don't think so.
Wait,
was there anything else we really wanted to touch on?
I don't know. Everything's weird right now.
Yeah, everything is really weird. I don't know where we would be and how we would be like surviving without social media. As much as I hate to say that, it's like the connection to outside of our immediate home interactions, which is just me and you.
Everything like that has happened. I've been spending so much time on social media. I started when I was in Nepal when the pandemic really struck, and I got out of there the last day, came back to Nashville, and I think we watched the news every day for like a month straight.
Yeah, I don't recommend that.
It was so draining and frightening and scary, and we were following all the rules, from the beginning, mask on everywhere we go.
We just didn't go anywhere for a long time.
We didn't go anywhere, so it's like one of those things where you're sitting in your house frightened, and you're literally as safe as possible because you're not going anywhere. You're like in your own little house bubble, but you're still like nervous and anxious. and help building this new part of the website and really concentrating on connecting with our followers and just trying to get people to check us out. It's given us something to focus on.
Yeah.
And that's been so nice. Just like, oh, cool. I don't have to obviously we need to pay attention to what's going on, but it's given me something else to focus on.
It's an outlet to put your energy into other than just sitting and watching the news and thinking about, wow, there's nothing I can do. Yeah. And this is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word crazy anymore.
Oh, no, I think you're not allowed to use the word crazy is what they say.
And we shouldn't, yeah.
I think we can say crazy, but we can't call each other crazy.
No, I think that I read something yesterday that was like when you use the word crazy or insane to describe a situation or something that's happening, it minimizes the people's experience that are having crazy and insane experiences.
Well, who can judge what's a crazy or insane experience?
Okay, let me give you an example. By me saying, wow, that's crazy.
What should you say?
That's wild.
What about people that have wild experiences?
That's different. That's not, but wild isn't directly associated with a mental, what's the word?
I don't know, but I don't think crazy is a actual mental distinguishing word. Technically, I don't think any doctor would be like, she's crazy.
No, but it's a word that's used to describe.
They or there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Depending on who you're talking about. But, okay, I'll try to cut crazy. If I ever say crazy, I apologize. But just talking on a podcast, I'm sure that it's going to come out.
I don't remember what was I just saying when I stopped myself.
Fucking clue.
See, this is what I mean. I need an outline to follow.
You need an outline?
Yes.
Check. Here we are.
Yeah.
Now let's check. Here we are.
No, because now I don't know what I was just talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about either, but it's not important.
Well, it is important.
Somebody email us at info@dopeyogi.com and tell us what we were talking about. And we'll get back to that subject another time because we don't remember.
How many minutes have we been recording?
I actually can't tell because I'm not great with math. I mean, actually, I'm good at math, but about 968 seconds.
Oh, gotcha. So, great.
Or no, 970. We're recording this on GarageBand, so looks like 975 bars.
Great. I have no idea what that means.
A bar is like...
I know what a bar is.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that means in time.
Oh, no, me neither.
Well...
I mean, I think this is a good start.
Okay, cool. Well, if you are listening to this episode and you're like, wow, I just wasted 938 bars of my life, just know that it's not always going to be like this. Maybe it is if you love it.
Yeah.
I don't really. Yeah, I don't know.
Look, we are us, and who knows what it's going to be like. We will have guests. We will have topics. We'll have subjects. We'll have little tickers that Nicole can tick off so she knows which points she's hit and which points she needs to hit. But the main thing is, we love you guys. We want you to be part of the Dope Yogi community. Seriously, this is a community that is inclusive. We want everybody, every race, every body type. Just know that you're accepted here. We love you. And that's our main goal is to, spread joy and happiness through yoga, but also through dope shit.
Yeah. No, everything you just said is 100% accurate. And as this podcast grows and gets more organized, I hope that we can come up with conversations and ideas, topics that you guys want to hear. So, like I always say, our DMs are always open and our email box is always open. And
info@dopeyogi.com.
We love having conversations with you guys because that's what this whole thing is. It's not about me. It's not about Jeremy. It's about what we as a community can create together. So, yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this. I don't know if you got anything out of it because I don't even know if we said anything.
We didn't say much, but we said something.
Yeah, and we're going to say more stuff in the future. So, I mean, can they subscribe to this podcast?
I
How
think,
does it go? Does this go on iTunes?
yeah, we're going to put this on
Oh my
iTunes and
gosh, we're so
Spotify. And
official.
subscribe to this podcast. We're going to try to do 1 or 2 of these a week, I think.
Yeah, and you can follow us at Dope Yogi on
Mhm.
Instagram. We have a YouTube channel, but we just took down all of our videos because now our content is paid. So
Yeah,
I
but
think,
we'll throw this on YouTube.
yeah. And you can subscribe on iTunes apparently, and hopefully on Spotify.
Yes. All right. Peace out.
Love you.
Holla.
Bye.